Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Distant News, remote but unlimited, produced by Writing Class 2020 A1 Group, Moscow State University, Faculty of Journalism.
This is Mikhail Lapushkin and Alice Herban in this studio. We are, as always, reporting the most important and interesting events of the lockdown reality.
And here are the headlines of the day.
Coronavirus second wave. New numbers, new cases, new deaths and killings. What does COVID have for us today and in the near future?
Take a time out and do sport. The only difficulty is that sport itself takes a time out during the pandemic. What is really happening in the world of sports and how to stay fit while quarantining?
Animal shelters overcrowded due to COVID-19. Turns out not only people suffer from this devastating virus. How are animals holding on and how can we help them?
Time for an update. In this time of a huge world mess, a good movie is a great opportunity to escape our reality. What to look forward to this autumn?
Everyone can agree on the fact that coronavirus is far from over. The world is seeing a huge resurgence in COVID-19 cases after successfully slowing outbreaks earlier this year.
Yes, Alice. The vast majority of countries are declaring more cases each day than they were during the first wave.
Our special correspondent during the pandemic, Elizaveta Shmakova, will inform us on the latest coronavirus statistics.
The overall number of coronavirus cases in the world has exceeded 57 million. A little more than 1 million people have died and about 39 million have recovered. Russia ranks fourth in the world for the number of coronavirus cases. The leading country is the USA, when 250,000 people have died. That's 10 times the deaths from car crashes in a year. China has exited the top 10.
The situation with COVID-19 started to worsen in September after a short relief. In October, in many European countries, the safety measures were toughened, whereas in Russia, new quarantine hasn't been imposed despite the record number of cases, 25,173. In fact, all schools and universities in Moscow and St. Petersburg have switched to online learning until February the 6th, according to the Ministry of Education.
The majority of MSU students and teachers are unhappy about this new learning for such a long period of time, but there seems to be no choice. In some Russian regions, the situation is much worse than in St. Petersburg and Moscow. For example, Ivanovo, a working-class city of 400,000, located 300 kilometers northeast of Moscow, can hardly cope with the situation. Patients have to wait hours or even days for ambulance to come. There are not enough doctors there.
Recently, some positive news has been reported regarding the trials of the vaccine. BioNTech published its first results. Its vaccine is claimed to stop more than 90% of developing COVID symptoms. The UK should get 10 million doses by the end of the year, with another 30 million ordered. About 43,000 people have already had the vaccine with no safety concerns. Other trials results are also expected in the coming weeks.
How is the festive period likely to be different this year? In many countries, rules on big groups meeting up in pubs or anywhere outdoors are very unlikely to be eased in December, so seeing friends for a pre-Christmas milk and drink will probably not be allowed. New Year's Eve is going to be quite a fair this year, with home parties probably banned. This is all from me for you. Thank you for your attention.
We all know that the COVID-19 pandemic has caused the most significant disruption to the worldwide sporting events since World War II.
Across the world and to varying degrees, sport events have been cancelled or postponed. Spectators have no games to watch and players have no games to play.
Alexandra Lonkina will tell us more.
The COVID-19 pandemic has rocked many areas of life, and the sports world is no exception. With public health as their priority, professional sports leagues have to make some tough decisions to keep their athletes, staff and fans safe, and that means that sports seasons have been suspended, delayed or cancelled altogether.
This year is the first time the Olympic Games have ever been postponed.
The coronavirus pandemic made it impossible to hold the Olympics and Paralympics in Tokyo this summer. The game organizers have promised the world's biggest sporting event will take place before summer next year as a symbol of triumph over the virus. In football, matches of the Champions League and Europe League in the new season will be held without spectators. UEFA has conducted more than 61,000 tests for COVID-19 in 3 months. Football players are forced to self-isolate if there is a threat of infection. In some clubs, coaches direct the team's training sessions over the phone. As for another popular sport, hockey, the Continental Hockey League season was completed ahead of schedule. The winners of the tournaments were not determined. The World Cup was cancelled. The World Figure Skating Championships scheduled for this year were not held. The Grand Prix was organized according to a new system with no final. The European Championship in Rhythmic Gymnastics has been postponed several times. Russian coach Irina Viner has initiated international online tournaments where athletes from different countries can take part. Judges evaluate the sports events by watching the videos of performances. Like athletes, most people will have to spend much, if not all of their time at home with very little physical activity. However, we need to realize that even at home, we can do sport to make our immune system stronger and less susceptible to infections. Here is some advice. Firstly, every 20 to 30 minutes, take a break from your computer, tablet or smartphone. Secondly, do fitness, yoga or just simple physical exercises such as press-ups, sit-ups and planks at least a couple of times a week. There are many available online resources for such indoor exercises for people of all ages. Thirdly, isolation is a good opportunity to bond with members of your family through active play. Children and pets will be especially delighted by this. And finally, just do something. Remember that left unattended, self-isolation will skyrocket sedentary time, which will have drastic consequences for your health. We hope that our ideas will help you stay fit, strong and happy. Take care of yourself and do sports.
Well, the COVID statistics is not very promising, but the opportunities that the lockdown gives us are quite impressive.
Let's take a small commercial break to learn more about things that can make our quarantine life better.
We'll be right back.
At Domino's, we're delivery experts. So when it comes to carry-out, our team members had a few thoughts on how to make it even safer and more convenient.
Deliver it. Deliver it.
Deliver it. Frisbee it.
So we went with what we do best. Delivery to your car. Introducing Domino's Carside Delivery.
Yep, works perfect.
We do the carrying out for you, contact-free, while you conveniently stay in your car.
Thank you.
Just pull up at the store, check in online, and we bring your food to you. Try Domino's Carside Delivery next time you carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Dive into Disney Plus and bring home the adventure. Rocket into the movies you love. Bring on the baddies, the bold, and the greatest stories ever told. It's the greatest galaxy around. All the blockbusters are here.
Okay, let's go.
So what are you waiting for? Bring it on, or bring it in. Find everything you love at Disney Plus.
We're back in the studio. This is Distant News, remote but unlimited, and we're moving to the second block of today's news. More and more animal shelters suffer from the crisis, as pets are being left on the street due to the risk of them being carriers of COVID.
Veterinarians said animals have other types of coronavirus that cannot infect people. However, there are still rules that are needed to be followed.
Alceu Zizeva will tell us more not only about the danger animals face during the pandemic, but also about the ways to protect our little friends from those hazards.
At the beginning of the pandemic, many people felt lonely and depressed, and therefore fostered a record number of animals. This was a great relief for animal shelters, which had been going through hard times, providing all the animals with special food and medical supplies. However, these days, more and more people leave their pets on the streets because they find it difficult to take proper care of their dog or cat, and because of an irrational fear that animals spread coronavirus. As a result, shelters are currently experiencing an unprecedented crisis, many of them facing shutdown. Right now, I'm standing in front of the private adoption center in Moscow called Murkosha. Let's get inside.
The shelter was founded in 2014 and since then have helped about 5,600 cats find new home. Effective operating is an effort of Murkosha's huge team that consists of official shelters workers and volunteers. Today, more than 500 animals live on a territory occupied 600 square meters. All rooms are taken. One of the reasons for that is upcoming winter, the season when animals fight for their lives. Volunteers try to take as many cats as they can to provide them with warm place and food. One of the problems we faced was that owners started to abandon their pets. Mainly those who are the people who had been renting an apartment, lost the possibility to pay for it when they lost their job and had to go back to their hometown. I don't remember the exact number, but more than 5 cats ended up in our shelter that way. Scientists all over the world have already stressed that COVID-19 spreads from people to people. Animals have their own type of coronavirus. That's why there is no need to hide from our pets and especially abandon them. However, people still need to follow several rules to keep their animals safe. The first one is to avoid places overcrowded with other animals, such as dog parks or animal exhibitions. Another rule to follow is to always wash your pet's paws after walking it or use special animal boots. Finally, keep your apartment, doghouse, or the place where the pet lives clean. Keep your little friends happy, healthy, and safe.
Mikhail, when was the last time you watched a movie chilling on a couch?
Oh, that was a long time ago. Despite the lockdown, me and many other people work from home and barely have spare time.
Yes, that's true, but finding time to see the latest updates in the world of cinema is important, especially when Kinopoisk has updated its list of 250 best movies.
Has it? This is great news. Let's give a word to Anna Simonova, our art and cinema expert. She must have a lot to tell us.
To this date, cinemas in Russia are still allowed to stay open, provided that they fill no more than 25% of seats. However, it's still more reasonable and safer to watch films at home.
With so many free hours and the abundance of streaming services, the only problem is to decide what to watch. If you have run out of ideas like I have, browsing through the movie ratings might be a solution. We advise you to start with Kinopoisk, one of the most popular sites about movies and series in Russia. The site has recently updated its list of top 250 best movies and has added a list of top 250 best series. Both of these lists are based on the opinions of the site's users and the ratings they give.
From now on, the algorithm of Kinopoisk counts only the ratings that have been given to films in the previous year.
73 movies have thus disappeared from the top 250, including such regulars as Emily, Legend Number 17, and Andrei Rublev. In the meantime, The Hateful Eight, Jojo Rabbit, Parasite, and The Wolf of Wall Street have climbed their way to the top. What's more, Shawshank Redemption, the longtime number one, has yielded its first position to The Green Mile. The list of the top 250 TV series is also based on the opinions of the site's users. According to the list, the very best shows are Friends, Gravity Falls, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Big Bang Theory.
Watch films and stay at home.
Sitting at home all the time is hard, isn't it?
True. Remember the advice of a correspondent Alexandra Lonkina gave us and our viewers? It is always good to spend some time outside.
Don't forget to wear a mask though.
And to check the latest forecast. Let's do it right now. Our weatherman, Mark Protasevich, will tell us more about the weather.
And whether it's raining cats and dogs, now to you, Mark.
Good afternoon, it's Mark Protasevich in the studio with the Moscow weather forecast. It has been rather windy and snowy this week. Closer to the weekend, there is a probability of some rain, so you shouldn't leave your home without an umbrella. The temperature is around 2 degrees Celsius. However, the European winter won't last long. Next week, temperatures are going to drop extremely. Warm coats and mittens will be the right choice. Be careful, paths are slippery with ice, so the Arba Street is more suitable for skating than Moscow River, which traditionally won't freeze. However, if you want to spend your holidays skating, you should go to the Выденный, where the major Moscow ice rink is open every year. Удачи вам! Увидимся!
Thank you, Mark. It was our weatherman, Mark Protasevich, with the latest forecast.
Unfortunately, that's all for today. Thank you for watching Distant News, remote but unlimited.
Stay tuned, stay healthy, stay home. It was Mikhail Lapushkin and Alice Raban in the studio today. We'll be back soon.